How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone is feeling a little bit better after the events of yesterday. Obviously, Leeds United now a championship club once again. Still not 100% over it, but I'm feeling a little bit better than I was on this morning's live edition of The Last Say. Big up to everyone that joined in this morning and got involved in the chat. It was a really good discussion this morning. And I did say on the stream that I may take a few days just to process it all. But, I went for a walk earlier and cleared my head a little bit, and I thought, you know what? I enjoy doing this content, and I think the only way that I'll feel a little bit better and be able to process it and move on a bit quicker is if I just keep diving into the content. So we are back with your first edition of the summer of Bite-Size Leeds, all the latest goings on in the wonderful world of Leeds United Football Club. Just before we get into it, as always, please smash that like button. Really helps get the video out there and get more eyes on the channel. Please subscribe if you're brand new as well. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. It'd be great if we could hit that as soon as possible. Hit that notification bell so that you're aware of when I'm uploading and going live. And of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So then, where do we start? I think it's only right to start with Andrea Radz'S, who is in the mud a little bit at the minute. Obviously, it's come out this morning from a number of sources: Phil Hay, Graham Smith, Joe Donoghue, that apparently, that Radz'S' bid to take over Sampdoria has been rejected. So obviously him and QSI will have to find an alternative way of being able to take over Sampdoria so that they can save them. I think they're in financial troubles at the minute. And obviously Radzs and QSI are trying to sort that out for them and take over the club. I think they've just been relegated from Serie A, so there'll be a Serie B side. So he'll be going into them in like their version of the championship, like he did at Leeds, to hopefully get them back into the top flight of Italian football. Right, but he's saying that we need to act quickly so that we can get the bid sorted, blah, 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 blah. And I think a lot of Leeds fans, including myself, are a little bit annoyed because he seems to care more about a club that he doesn't own than a club that he does own in Leeds United, who have just been relegated from the Premier League. Now, as I touched upon on this morning's stream, the statement that came out from the club last night after relegation annoyed me because it had no name on it. We don't know who that statement's come from. Has it come from Kinnear? Has it come from Radz'S? Has it come from Allardyce? Has it come from Cooper, who's captain? Is it a combined statement from the players? We don't know. We don't know. So there's that. And then a statement's come out from Leicester City's chairman, and it says on it, a message from the chairman. So we know on that Leicester City statement that it's from their chairman, it's from their owner. And at least he knows how to address his fan base after just being relegated. I just think Radz'S, look, I understand it. He's wanting to move on to his next business opportunity, and that's fine. But deal with the sale of Leeds first, and then fly off to Italy and sort out your deal with Sampdoria. That's absolutely fine. Sort this deal out with the San Francisco 49ers to take over Leeds United, get your money, and then use that to do whatever you want, whether it's buying Sampdoria, another club, I don't know. But deal with Leeds first and at least have the balls to come out and make a statement and apologise to the fans, because it was apparently impossible for Leeds United to get relegated from the Premier League. Well, it's happened, Radz'S. It's happened, mate. So I tell you what, make a statement or don't. I don't really care. But what you need to be doing is sorting out the sale of Leeds before you sort out your takeover of another club. Maybe that's why your bid's been rejected. Have you got enough money? I don't know. The full ins and outs of why it's been rejected, I'm unaware of. But either way, it has. And Rads and QSI are now in the process of obviously trying to renew their bid. And Rads has come out in an interview over there, or he's been quoted as to say something along the lines of, "We need to act quickly to get this sorted. The longer it drags out, the longer the club's in more financial trouble." But the longer that the ownership situation at Leeds drags out, puts us in a worse position, which he doesn't seem to give a rat's ass about at the minute, which is very frustrating. But anyway, obviously, I'll keep you posted with my reaction to any more news about anything concerning Andrea Radrizzani over the next few days, I imagine. But let's move on to some transfer outgoing news. Obviously, Leeds United, I don't even think it's been, at the time of recording this, it's not even been 24 hours since we've been relegated, and there's already news of 3 potential outgoings. Obviously, there's the 2 players on the thumbnail, as you can see, Jack Harrison and Robin Koch, and then there's also Brendan Aaronson as well. Let's speak about Jack Harrison first. That was the first one that I saw this morning after I did my stream. TalkSport were reporting that apparently Jack Harrison looks likely to be the first Leeds United player to exit the club after relegation, as West Ham and Aston Villa are both interested in the English winger. It's unknown at this stage what the fee would be for Jack Harrison. Obviously, he did have a relegation release clause in his new contract that he signed a few months back. So it'll be interesting to see how much we get back for Jack Harrison. I think we signed him permanently from Man City for about 11 million. So I think one way or another we'll probably get a profit on him, but by how much I don't know. I think Jack Harrison, look, is being called Hot and Cold Harrison. I think it was Connor on One Leeds that calls him that, and it is right. Because he is a very inconsistent player. However, I do feel that if he's in the right team with good players in and around him, and his confidence is high, then he can be a real asset to any team in that Premier League. So it's no surprise that Premier League teams are interested, and both teams, there's West Ham who were in a European final in a matter of days, and there's Aston Villa that have just confirmed Conference League for next season. So as much as he does get stick from the fan base, I do actually think Jack Harrison is a top player and deserves to be playing Premier League football, really. And it is a shame because, like I say, I like Jack Harrison. He seems like a really, really good guy. But, I think this is just going to be the start of a mass clear out at Leeds over this summer. Like I said, they just need to get the rebuild right. We need to bring in the right replacements for these players, and we also need to get the manager and the director of football and ownership obviously all sorted. Let's move on to Robin Koch then. Again, another player that looks likely to exit Ellen Road this summer. Seen few news stories on Twitter coming from Tottenham pages reporting that Spurs are interested in Robin Koch for a fee of around £15 million, which miraculously will see Leeds United make a small profit on him, as we brought him in for 13 million. So that's a profit of 2 million, which is really good. I don't know why Spurs would want him after his performances this season. I think he started the season off quite well, but I think since the World Cup break, I think he's been shocking. And even if you look at his performance yesterday against Spurs, do you really think Spurs are going to be having a look at that, thinking, yeah, 15 million, yeah, we'll take him? And yes, he's a German international, but even though he's not played for Germany for however long, but come on. And yeah, look, again, if he's in a good team with top quality players around him, then he might do well. But I would like Robin Koch to leave. In all honesty, I won't care about him leaving, but and if we get 15 million quid, then fair enough. I don't think we should be getting 15 million for Robin Koch. I don't think he's worth that, but I will take it if a team is willing to pay it. I think Newcastle have been slightly rumoured to be interested in him as well, but I can't see him going to Newcastle. Spurs, I could understand to a degree, but if they would like to waste £15 million on him, then be my guest. That is no bother at all. And the final, obviously, outgoing that I mentioned was Brendan Aaronson, who the Athletic are reporting. I've just got it in front of me here. The relegation release clause that Brendan Aaronson has as well, obviously. Which I didn't know that he had a relegation clause in his contract, in fairness. So that's interesting. Obviously, I thought Phil Hayes said on the Phil Hayes show last week that Aaronson's a player that they may keep. But it doesn't look likely now, guys. As it says here, the relegation release clause means Aaronson has a much more likely route to departing the club this summer, with interested clubs needing only to trigger the clause to open contract talks. Sources are expecting the clause to be triggered this summer. Leeds signed Aaronson last summer for £25 million from RB Salzburg, which would have made a transfer this summer more complicated if not for the clause. Leeds will undoubtedly want to recoup their investment or hope the American would stick around for the promotion push. And then it also says Leeds agreed to sign Aaronson prior to the end of the season last year, but dependent on them staying in the Premier League, they survived on the final day of the season and the deal was soon executed. So, yeah, basically, obviously, that's just saying that, Leeds will either look to get most of that money back. Now, £25 million we spent on Brendan Aaronson. Is it like 1 goal and maybe 2 assists this season? It's not good enough. We're not going to get close to £25 million back for Brendan. I think we'll definitely make a loss on him. If I was to value Aaronson, I'd say about 10 million, 10 to 12 million, which would be a loss of about 13 to 15 million pound. I just can't see anybody paying even 20 million, even like 15. I just can't see it. And there'll probably be a team out there that probably would. I just don't know who it'd be and what league it'd be in. Don't get me wrong, if we can get 15 to 20 million back for Brendan, I know it'd be a loss, but I'd take it. I'd definitely take that, 100%. But when you think, like, it's just Victor Orta, innit? Like, £25 million for Brendan Aaronson, 35 million for Jorginho Ruta. It's just not good enough, is it? But who knows? Again, guys, make sure that you keep your eyes on all of these stories over the coming days. I'll try and get bite-sized leads out most days if I can. Obviously, as I said earlier, I am starting a new job tomorrow, but it's the shifts and stuff that I'd be doing mean that I can still get content out. So I will be keeping an eye on all things Leeds United. And I'll be reacting to all the news that goes on over the summer. So there's plenty of content over the summer, guys. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you're aware of when I'm uploading and going live. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash a like on it. It really helps get the video out there and get more eyes onto the channel so that we can get as close to 3,000 subscribers as possible and hit that mark as soon as possible as well. So if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. It is free and it'll really help me out. And of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Enjoy the rest of your evening and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.